Hey, I'm doing a quick video on how we at Active Duty Passive Income moderate a 70,000 member Facebook group. And specifically, I'm doing this video because I'm answering a question that one of our members had, actually a few members had, about, hey, how many comments get removed? And so just to answer that question right up front, with 70,000 members, we get an average of about 300 comments a day, and about 1% of those comments get removed. So anywhere between like 1 and 4 comments on any given day, where there's about 100 times more of that comments, they get removed. So about 1%. Also, let me just say that a lot of these get moderated almost for us. A lot of times our members who appreciate the high quality and good health of our community actually mark things as violations to our rules that are published when you enter the community that you agree to, which is, hey, no soliciting. And 9 times out of 10, a comment gets marked as via potential violation because of soliciting. And if there's multiple strikes, sometimes we have to have conversations, but we always try our best to not have to boot somebody out unless they're basically maliciously going against our group, right? And then also we always mark why a comment was removed. So if you feel like something was removed, check the history. You should have gotten a notification. I don't really control Facebook, but we always mark it so that in case something got removed, which I hope it didn't, why. And if it did, no harm, no foul. Try not to solicit next time or whatever the rule was, and try to just continue engaging and sharing experiences, sharing stories, giving maybe not so much as, I like hearing advice, right? I like hearing experiences. I want to learn from other people, but also nobody likes a know-it-all, right? So don't go tell people that they're wrong, but rather tell them hey, there might be a better way to do this, or here's my story, here's how I did it, and just keep that culture, that positive environment, because one of our core values at ADPI is positive. We believe that being positive is important in order to foster for our team a good culture, but also for our community. It trickles down, and we want everybody to share in experiences and help each other get better. And that's really the point of the Facebook group, is to show each other, wow, that person did that. I think it's possible for me, right? It's to give that confidence that if others can do it, that I can do it as well, right? And so because we assume positive, we would love to trust but verify, the military term, everybody. But the reality is that's not 100% scalable. And also it doesn't make it very valuable for those that we work with in our education community business on making sure that we are valuable to them. Because if we have a trusted agent in, let's say, San Diego, and then we decided that we're going to let every single San Diego agent come into our Facebook group who's a veteran or who's a military spouse to be able to solicit, it would become a free-for-all, and the value the value to that first agent would go down, right? Because our group is no longer as valuable to them, because now there's 100 people fishing in the pond in their specific area. Additionally, it would ruin the culture of the community. I've seen this with so many Facebook groups where somebody comments, hey, can I get this? And then, or does anybody have any advice on this? And they just get bombarded with I'm an expert at this, DM me. It kills the vibe. It doesn't foster good education, community, story sharing and experience sharing and creative debate. And that's what we are going for. And so when it becomes just a soliciting pond, then it doesn't really grow. And we know that Facebook loves the way we moderate, and we didn't do this by design because of Facebook. We did this because this was the healthy way to build a community. But Facebook, the algorithm sees us as an extremely healthy Facebook group, and it promotes us to individuals on its own because of how the algorithm works. So if we did decide to let everybody who DMs me, I've had people DM me hey, I'm a veteran, why don't you let me do, post about this? Well, it's just because you're a veteran, I'm sorry to say, doesn't mean you're good at investing, doesn't mean you're good at that particular thing that you want in that particular business transaction that you want to serve our community. And I understand that even the things that ADPI vets may not be perfect, but at least we can own the mistakes. And that's what's critical to us as a business. I hate the fact that sometimes maybe a member didn't get the best service possible through a connection that we made for them. I hate that. It kills me. But the one thing I know that we can do is we can continue getting better and better and better and take ownership of every single thing that does not go well. I've had to make personal calls when things didn't go well. I'm gonna be honest, this is the first business like this that I've ever built. I was active duty when we started this, and I was in over my skis, or I was out of my league, as they say, on figuring this out. I've learned a lot now. I'm confident in my position as the founder and CEO. I love building our team and our community and growing our mission to impact 3 million military families in the next 10 years positively in their finances. But wow, it's been a learning process. And so one thing we have learned is we definitely cannot tarnish our Facebook group and turn it into a place where people can solicit. And we have to be very strict by that rule. And so it's no harm, no foul, no offense to anybody. It's just, I'm sorry, we can't allow soliciting. However, we can allow things that we have vetted to be able to share their products or their offerings to our community. But even then, we kind of structure it on purpose to not be overwhelmingly one thing or the other. And one thing we always will say is please go elsewhere and look what other people provide, right? What other services may be like. Don't we are here to provide you the easy button. And the only way we can do that is when we spend hundreds of hours, millions of emails, and figuring things out to make sure that it will most likely serve you in the best way possible. But if you want to trust but verify us, please go ahead and do so, because we think that's the smart thing to do. Trust but verify is smart. For us as a company, though, we have to trust but verify smartly because of how big we are, and we can't just allow everybody in the door. Even if we can't verify an unlimited amount of people, because then that would kill the value for those providing the services in the first place, like I explained earlier. We can't have 100 agents in San Diego helping our members. First of all, there's no need for that. Second of all, again, it wouldn't be as special to the person that we have vetted and trust, right? And so that's how we operate. We want to be valuable to our service providers, because if we are, then we can hold our service providers accountable, which is really the only way as an education community that we can make sure we can put our best foot forward on making sure that you get the service you need. Because if we know that we have the ability to keep our service providers, let's call them that, supporting services, whether it's lending, real estate, insurance, asset protection, taxes, all that kind of stuff, credit repair, whatever, right? All these things that we have connected with, partnered with, if we're able to keep that accountable and at least own any mistakes to the extreme or the max possible way, then we know that gives the highest chance that you will get the service you need. And is it perfect? Again, I will say it is not, but we're trying our damnedest. This is how the sausage is made. We're working on providing value to our community. And we know that if we open the eyes of especially new investors to what is possible, and we foster a good community culture, and we inspire people to want to learn, that then they might want to learn more, and they might want to join our academies where there's people that want to kind of fast track it. They want to get a guided syllabus, and then maybe they want to join a mastermind where there's others that have come to that same aha moment, where there's others where they want to be able to share each other's successes without feeling like they're showing off. I don't know if any of you have had that issue, but have you ever had like people that you talk to, maybe friends that you almost like, hey, yeah, I closed on that one apartment building, and but you feel like maybe you're showing off a little bit, and it's like they don't relate to the same level of excitement that you might have. So that's what the masterminds are for. Is this where you can become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and you can truly get inspired and share an inspiration with each other so that you can grow to higher heights than you ever imagined. So let me just reiterate. There's about 300 comments on average a day. 1% of them get removed. A lot of our members flag soliciting or other violations on their own, and then we just double check. We always mark what the violation was. If you have DM'd us and we haven't responded, maybe it's stuck in our, whatever it's called, message request or spam. Maybe something just slipped through the cracks. Not intentional. Nobody's ignoring anybody in our community. The reality is we know that if we ignore or if we do not focus on our members' success, we will never last as a company. So it is pointless for us to try to make a quick handoff to a service and maybe make a quick buck here and there, but We want to become a household name in the next 10 years. Why would we want to risk our reputation and name? It makes no sense. And so as the CEO, I promise that we are trying our best on figuring out the best way to serve our community, period. And so hopefully this made sense. Hopefully this video will answer some questions instead of creating new questions. But this is Mark Jan Sitch. Thank you for watching this long video, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.